That was Country for Sale, as you could all see. The sweetness of withered fruit. Can everybody hear me? Just sound check? Okay, thank you. His dreams were fruit, round, fat, ripe, organically grown fruit, red, orange, purple, and filled with a sugary juice that spilled down his chin and onto his shirt. Unrealized, they waned like the moon the wolf knew as a lover. They sagged and dried and developed spots like late summer leaves that are the first to fall. They caught in his throat like soot from a chimney that's never swept. They gagged him in his sleep like heavy perfume in an elevator. They kicked like a motor just before it dies. But his dreams didn't die. They aged and shrunk and became moldy, but there was still sweetness in those withered fruit. For my papa, gone is the small gas station in South Philly he operated for over 50 years. Gone are his blue overalls that always stank of gasoline and despair. Gone is the grease embedded in his pores and under his nails that oozed out with his sweat. Gone are the 6 to 7 days a week he worked. Gone is the 4 a.m. he woke up every day. Gone is the homeless man who slept in the alley and the sandwich he always brought him. Gone are his friends, the immigrant Italian men complaining about the kids who had no rispetto per la via vecchia, no respect for the old ways. Gone are the stray dogs who always ended up living at the station. Gone are the nights sitting out on the stoop, staring at the moon the way a lone wolf does. Gone are the crickets and the lightning bugs that made him smile, and the birds he secretly fed. Gone are the day trips to Atlantic City, the only vacation he ever took. Gone are the neighbors who were just un po' a corto di soldi, a little short of money, like he was, but he always emptied his pockets anyway. Gone is the heart he wished he didn't have. Gone are the tears shed after he forced his queer son to leave home. Gone is the wife who took him off life support after his third stroke. Gone is the funeral procession that drove past the boarded-up gas station he lost before he died. Gone are his prayers to a deaf-mute God. Gone are the unfertilized dreams. Gone is the man I never knew. December 1st is World AIDS Day. So many friends of mine died. I will never forget any of them. This is for Sag. They brought joints into his hospital room, ignored the warning sign and the hazmat suits hanging outside, carried in the food tray and the mail the nurses left on the floor by the door. Said sorry to the nurse when she told them not to burn that incense. The guitar playing brought a reprimand from a doctor who could have used a hit. Everything was against the rules in that Catholic hospital except dying and mea culpas. He made his own rules, No gloom, no sad faces, turned down smiles, questions about his diagnosis, the Kaposi's lesions on his arm, or any mention of the grim reaper. He just wanted to go out smiling. They made damn sure he did. Tomorrow, of course, is that holiday that I don't celebrate. This is for that holiday. They're your heroes. They who arrived not knowing how to survive in the wilderness. They who came to make money and create a theocracy. They who raided graves for pottery and fields for corn and beans. They who found so many dead from diseases their countrymen brought here. They who gave out smallpox-infected blankets in the name of their God. They who declared a celebration in honor of a massacre. They're your heroes. They who attempted genocide. They who drove people from their ancestral land. They who didn't honor treaties. They who belong in the hall of shame. Sunday is the 44th anniversary of the assassination of Harvey Milk and George Moscone. This is for Milk. You were no stranger to death threats or larger than life villains like the orange juice queen who aimed her Bible like a grenade without a safety pin. Dubbed the mayor of Castro Street, you ruled with a bullhorn and a soapbox. Your feet never tired of walking picket lines and protests. Your arms always ready to embrace another underdog. There was never a sale sign on your soul or a mortgage on your heart. Your name is Harvey Milk, and you're still here to recruit us. This is Lonely Afternoon Street. Old man with walker making his way down a lonesome afternoon street. An old dog moves slowly beside him. Funny how they're almost the same age now. Winter's coming. Summer wanes like a shrinking moon. The trees have exploded in yellows and reds. The air wears a chill. Old man who no longer sees the water under the bridge, all those bygones, grudges, regrets. He's just an old man walking an old dog on a lonely afternoon street. And I guess this, well, I'm going to do this other poem first. This is Club Q. They came to dance or perform. They came to be with friends, chosen family. They came because it was home. They came because it was community. They came because they didn't have to explain why they came. They came to be safe from a world that is not safe. They came, but they didn't come back. And this is my anthem, or at least what I consider my anthem. It's called They Told Me. And some of you probably have heard this before, but I love this poem, so I like reading it. They told me not to touch myself, not to love another man, not to want to have control of my own body. They told me I must be a man, never a woman, act and dress a certain way, never be neither or both. They told me I must wave the flag, kneel in prayer, work hard, believe I'm free. They told me never speak up, never challenge anything, because this is the way it's always been. They told me I was sick, cited diagnostic manuals, religious texts they had written. They told me I didn't know what was best for me, but I knew enough to stop listening to them. So I wasn't going to do this piece, but I suddenly feel like I do want to do it. And this is another AIDS piece. This was written back in 1986 when so many people were dying. It's a monologue that I did on stage a lot. I would say hundreds of times. That might be an exaggeration, but it's a very, very, very story that's very close to my heart. It's called Tony. Did you ever feel so helpless you couldn't even cry? You want to scream, but you know if you really let go, you'll never stop screaming. I have this chair in my room. My roommates know that when I'm sitting here, don't bother me. I've been sitting in this chair a lot lately. I went to see Tony today. He must be 80 pounds. He didn't recognize me at first. Hell, I don't think he even ever recognized me. The nurses are getting a little better. They're still leaving his food out of reach, but at least it's in his room. The other day, I found his food tray outside his door. I marched right over to that nurse's station and I said, "What the hell's that food tray doing outside of his room?" The nurses were afraid to go into his room. His family's no better. Tony called his brother, the priest, and asked him to talk to their mama about maybe coming to see him once before he checks out. The good father said, "The family don't think it's appropriate for mama to come here." Tony laughs about it. He calls himself the leper. But it takes its toll. Sometimes when I hold him, I know he's not shaking from the fever. We grew up together, me and Tony. We were friends in school. After graduation, we sort of lost touch with each other. We ran into each other again at a gay dance at the University of Pennsylvania. Our first public event together was the 1973 Gay Pride March in the Big Apple. That was the year Bette Midler showed up, and she sang, "Oh, you got to have friends, the feeling's all so strong. You got to have friends." Tony worshipped Bette Midler. He bought all of her records. He even went to see her at the Tubs, the Continental Baths where she got her start. He used to do this amazing impersonation of her. And one time he was standing outside this cafe waiting to go on, and a cop car pulled up. The cop calls him over and asks what he's doing. Drag was illegal back then. He could have been arrested. Well, Tony didn't even blink his false eyelashes. He went into his Bette Midler routine and convinced the cop that he was Bette Midler. He wants he wants me to help him die. I promised him that if it ever got to this point, I'd do it. But I can't do it. I can't do it. Forgive me, Tony. And please, just die soon. I'm going to end with a song. If I can find what I'm doing here. Sorry. That piece is a killer. I think this is an appropriate song to end everything with. Okay. And now I got to find it in my iTunes. Sorry, I had this all planned out. I was not going to fumble like this, but here we go. When the sun goes away and the sky's so sad, it's time for you to bid farewell to the day. And now the Sandman spread his stuff, and the moon has said enough's enough. Waiting for your eyes to close. The time has come for you to sleep. Time to sink in all that dust so deep. It's not the time for you to weep. Now the stars are saying, go to sleep. And your eyes are heavy as a stone, and you're falling all alone. You're floating out with wings of crow, and the flowers lined up row to row. Tomorrow is not yet in tow. Good night. Buonanotte. Buenas noches.
Wow. Oh, undo the share screen so people can see.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
can remember what I'm doing here.
That's all right.
There it
No,
goes. Okay.
beautiful, perfectly done. Perfectly done. I'm going to say that one more time so you can understand. I mean, perfectly done.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
Wow. That piece on Tony, I've heard you read that over the years. That's just like that's like stellar. Beautifully done, and it's always there. Wow. Nice. What a set. What a set. Let them know. I mean, give them a round of applause or something. I don't know. People, give them a chance here to hear what you have to say.
That was awesome. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Fabulous, Tommy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Tommy, it was wonderful.
Yeah, pretty
Thank
good
you.
stuff. Very good stuff.
Mm. Thanks, Tommy.
Great set.
Thank you.